Thank you, folks. I was planning this, and I was thinking I could give you 7 minutes about different funding options and how to make your business more attractive to the bank. And I sort of came up with that, but it's pretty dense. Let's not worry about that, because I'm not going to go through this. I'm going to go through superheroes of business. Much more interesting. So, what I wanted to do is just tell you a couple of stories about businesses that I've helped. And in a way, everybody who's in business it's a bit of a superhuman effort, which is why not everyone does it. So just to give you some examples, I was thinking about some examples that I could tell you. So I thought about Iron Man, but actually we've helped an ironing woman, which is a lady who was, as a part-time business, she'd set up ironing for various friends, and it had grown, and now with the help of a startup loan, she has an employee, and she has contracts with dry cleaners. But I'm not going to tell you that story. I thought I might tell you Wolverine. Right, this is a business which was a family who run a kennels, and they got quite a large amount of land, and they set up, they got this kennel, and they basically built a new building to triple their capacity and therefore triple their turnover and grow their business hugely. But I'm not going to tell you that story. I thought I might tell you about a couple of personal trainers who were a bit sick of working for a rubbish boss and wanted to set up their own gym. And so they've done that by using asset finance to buy all. You can imagine setting up a gym requires quite a lot of expensive equipment. So we got them the finance to do that. But no, I'm not going to tell you about that either. Anyone know who that is?
Deadpool.
Deadpool. So I'm not going to tell you about a funeral director that we helped set up to get some premises and refurbish those premises. What I am going to tell you about is, right, so we've got here Spider-Man, Batman, Ant-Man. I'm going to tell you about a chap called Adrian who is in pest control. Oh. Thank you very much. That's exactly the reaction I'm after. Adrian has been trading for 5 years, or had been trading for 5 years, and doing a great job, doing fine. One-man band. He'd sort of worked for someone else for several years and set up on his own. All good, making a decent living. And then he got this. He got a contact and then a contract with a housing association in Barnsley. Brilliant, great. He's got all this extra work, loads of work coming in, but couldn't cope. Started to struggle to just missing calls, not providing the service that he wanted to provide, just things falling between the gaps, and it was really bothering him. You know, he was losing sleep about it. It was really, affecting his life. So the solution he knew was to grow, and when he approached me, his solution was, I need to take on someone. I need to get an employee, equip them with a van and all the equipment required. And that's going to cost me some money. Can you help? So that's kind of how I got involved. So we started talking, because that's basically as far as he got. So we started talking about a plan and what that would look like and how it would roll out. And it created a new problem, which was if he hired someone tomorrow, then he wouldn't have enough work for two people. Too much work for one person, but not enough work for two people. And that's a real common problem when you go from one person to two people. It's a huge growth. And so we started talking about a marketing plan and how he could grow his business. And of course, there would be costs involved with that. You can't just start marketing. That requires some money as well. So we worked together on a business plan. We costed out everything so that we could figure out how much he would need. But more importantly, for his peace of mind, how he would go about repaying it, how the business would benefit from that money he was spending. And then only at that point did we get to the lender. So in this case, I'll cut that long story short, we got him some money from Funding Circle. But this that second part of the story is the bit that I think is our USP, and the bit that I do differently. I am a broker. That's what I do. There are lots of brokers out there. And what a broker does, you bring me a plan, you bring me a problem that requires some money, I will go and find you the best deal. And I can do that, I'm good at that. But what I do that's a bit different is bring me the problem and we'll actually work out properly what the plan needs to be, and then we'll find the solution. So rather than just ask a question, I'll give you the answer, I actually help you form the right question, if that makes sense. So, these are the superheroes that I would like to speak to. So I'll talk you through it. So, new businesses. New businesses. So, origin stories. Businesses that are either about to start or, like my ironing lady, they've been up and running for up to 2 years, and they want to take that step up to the next level. Or sequels, growing businesses, so companies that are moving premises, companies that might want to take on staff, like Adrian in the example I just gave you, or companies that have perhaps got a big new customer, a big new contract, and it's taken them out of their comfort zone, and something really needs to change. Finally, property developers. I'm not really talking much about property today, but this is a big part of our business. So builders who may have some land or may want to buy some land and to develop houses on there, or commercial property. So a good example would be a builder that is looking to build sort of 4, 8 houses, that kind of range. I'm not talking about Persimmon Homes, but those sorts of businesses. Does anyone have any questions?
Is it just the banks that you can help approach, or is it other funding?
No, that's a really good question. Yeah, I didn't cover that. So we work with the whole of the market. So what the banks do is, the banks are very good at what they do, but what they do is quite a narrow part of the spectrum. So they tend to only like low risk propositions. So if you've been trading for 15 years and you've made a £50,000 profit every year, then great, the bank can see you've got a good track record. If you're a newer business, not really got that track record, the banks tend to think, come back in 12 months, when you don't need the money, then we'll lend it to you. And that's not really much use. So we have other lenders, there are some government pots of money, I mentioned Funding Circle, these crowdfunders type things. I won't sort of go into detail. I guess the point I'm trying to make to you is my job is to navigate that for client. Jonathan.
Who pays you? How do you get paid?
Good question. We take a little bit of both. Oh. Well, we ask the client for a fee to do the work that is involved, but then often the lender will pay us a fee as well, and we're very transparent. Almost free. Jonathan said that, not me. You can't see.